Welcome back, everybody. Today we're diving into something a little different.
Oh.
Yeah, the concept of wealth. But not just like,
Right.
money in the bank.
Yeah.
We're going deeper.
I like.
We're using Robin Sharma's The Wealth Money Can't Buy
Okay.
as our guide, and we're going to unpack his 8 forms of wealth.
8?
8 forms.
Wow.
But we're going to really zero in, on those like helpful tips and advice that you can actually use in your life.
Awesome.
So get ready for some
Surprising.
surprising connections. So basically, you have to work on yourself before you can see real change in your life.
Makes sense.
And he uses this really great analogy of a child fixing a torn globe. The kid just focuses on putting the person, on the globe back together.
Okay.
And by doing that, they fix the whole world.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a powerful visual, right?
Yeah.
It makes you think about how focusing on self-improvement can really improve every area of your life.
It's true.
So how do we actually achieve this inner growth?
Well, he talks about the PNAM principle.
PNAM.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's basically recognizing all the forces that shape us as people.
Okay.
Our parents,
Yeah.
environment, our nation, the people we associate with, and the media we consume.
So it's like taking stock of your inner circle,
Yes, exactly.
but on a much bigger scale.
Right.
It's not just about making good choices, but also about being aware of these influences. So then how do we actually, combat those negative influences and find more positive ones?
Well, Sharma's a big fan of simple but powerful practices like reading,
Okay.
exposing yourself to new ideas.
Right.
Journaling helps you process your thoughts,
Oh, yeah.
your experiences. It's like a therapy session
That's a good way to put it.
on paper.
But it can't be all self-improvement, can it?
Well, no, that's what Sharma says.
Okay, good.
He's like, personal growth shouldn't be a grind.
Right.
It's about enjoying the journey,
Yes.
not just checking things off a list.
Okay, so we've covered growth.
All
What's next?
right, next up is wellness.
Okay.
This one might seem obvious,
Okay.
but it's worth emphasizing.
Right.
If you don't feel good,
Yeah.
all the money in the world won't make you happy.
That's so true.
Right.
You can't enjoy anything if you're not healthy.
Exactly.
So does Sharma offer any specific tips, or is it just the usual, like, eat your vegetables?
Oh, he goes way beyond that.
Okay.
He talks about food as medicine, things like blueberries, apples, salmon, green tea.
Those all sound good.
Right. But he also emphasizes walking in nature
Okay.
to reduce stress, boost your mood.
I like that.
Plus, he suggests a 30-day sugar detox.
Ooh, that sounds intense.
Yeah, but it could be a game changer.
I can see that.
Right.
So it's not about being perfect.
No.
It's about making small, consistent steps.
Exact.
And here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Sharma links health and finances.
He does.
Yeah. He argues that investing in your well-being can actually fuel your financial success.
Oh, wow.
Think about it. Better health equals more energy, more productivity.
Makes sense.
And that could mean, a bigger paycheck
Right.
down the line.
I like it.
It's like all these wealths are connected.
Yeah,
You can't ignore one and expect the others to thrive.
that's a really good point.
So what's the next piece of the puzzle?
All right, the next form of wealth is family.
Okay.
This was close to my heart.
Yeah.
Sharma stresses how important those close relationships are.
Hmm.
He says strong family bonds are worth more than any possession.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's the connections we make with others that really matter.
For sure.
So what are some of Sharma's key takeaways for building that kind of wealth?
Well, he uses this brilliant analogy called the love account.
Okay, the love account.
Yeah, it's about making those small daily deposits of joy into the lives of your loved ones.
Okay.
It's not about grand gestures.
Right.
It's the little things,
Okay.
like leaving a surprise note or actively listening without interrupting.
Right.
Those small acts, over time, build a strong foundation of love and support.
That makes you think about my mom. She always used to make my favorite meal when I was feeling down. It wasn't much,
Yeah.
but it always made me feel so loved and cared for.
That's so sweet.
So it's those little acts of kindness that add up.
Exactly. And he even tells a story about his own mom bringing him fresh mint for his tea.
Ah,
It's a simple gesture, but it speaks volumes.
that's nice.
And speaking of connections,
Okay.
Sharma has this 3 great friend rule.
What's that?
He says if you have 3 truly close friends, you're already richer than you think.
I like that. Yeah, old friends are priceless.
They are.
But relationships aren't always easy, right?
True.
We all have those friends who sometimes drive us crazy.
Well, that's where Sharma's emphasis on boundaries comes
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
It's not about being a pushover. Healthy relationships require honesty, respect,
Right.
and being assertive.
Right. So it's about knowing your worth,
Yes.
making sure your needs are met, but also being respectful of the other person.
Exactly. And while speaking up is important, Sharma reminds us that listening is equally crucial.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He criticizes our tendency to constantly broadcast ourselves on social media.
I'm guilty of that.
We all are.
It's like we're all so busy talking about ourselves that we've forgotten how to listen.
Right.
It's a skill we need to cultivate.
Absolutely. It's a gift you give to others and a way to enrich your own life.
Okay, so we've got personal growth, we've got wellness, we've got strong relationships. What's next on Sharma's wealth-building agenda?
This one focuses on our work craft.
Okay.
He believes that finding meaning and purpose in what you do is essential for a rich life.
I love that idea.
It's about being so good at your work that it becomes an art form.
But what if you're not exactly, passionate about your current job? Can you still find that sense of craft even if it's not your dream career?
Well, Sharma tells this great story about Steve Jobs,
Okay.
insisting that the inside of the original Macintosh computer be beautifully designed,
Really?
even though no one would see it.
Wow.
And his reasoning,
I'm curious.
he said, "We will."
That's awesome.
It highlights that true craftsmanship is about pride in your work, regardless of external validation.
So it's about doing things well for your own satisfaction,
Yes.
not just for the applause.
Exactly.
So how do we apply that to everyday life?
Well, Sharma has this interesting exercise.
Okay.
Create a stop doing list.
A stop doing list.
Yeah, identify those tasks or activities or even thoughts that drain your energy and distract you from your core purpose.
So it's like decluttering your work life to make space for those things that actually bring you joy.
Exactly. By saying no, you make space for what truly matters.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Yeah, this is a goldmine of practical advice.
Good. I'm glad.
What else is on Sharma's list?
This one might seem obvious, but Sharma encourages us to see it in a new light.
Okay, money, the elephant in the room.
Right.
But it's not about chasing riches, is it?
No, he stresses that money is a tool for freedom, not the end goal.
So how does Sharma suggest we approach money in a healthy way?
He's not saying we should reject money altogether.
Okay.
Security and freedom are important.
Right.
But he cautions against becoming obsessed with wealth.
It's easy to fall into that trap, though, right?
It is.
We're bombarded with messages about needing more, buying more, achieving more.
Yeah.
It's hard to escape that mentality.
It is.
So how do we develop a healthier mindset around money?
Well, he offers some really intriguing tips.
Okay, I'm listening.
One is to visit places associated with wealth.
What, like art galleries?
Yeah, like art galleries, luxury hotels, even affluent neighborhoods.
Really?
He says it helps you visualize and internalize the feeling of prosperity.
That's interesting.
It's not about feeling envious.
Right.
It's more about expanding your perception of what's possible
Okay.
and getting comfortable with the idea of wealth.
I can see how that would be helpful.
Yeah.
If you're constantly surrounded by, messages of lack and limitation.
Right.
It's hard to imagine a different reality for yourself.
Exactly.
He also emphasizes the power of language, right?
He does.
Like replacing negative or scarcity-minded phrases with more positive and abundant ones.
Yes, instead of saying, "I can't afford that,"
Right?
try saying, "I'm choosing to invest my money elsewhere right now."
It's about reframing your thoughts and beliefs around money.
Exactly.
It's like you're speaking your desired reality into existence.
He calls them wealthy words.
Wealthy words. I
That's
like
right.
that.
It's about shifting your internal dialogue to one of abundance and possibility.
It all comes back to that personal growth.
It does.
Our thoughts and beliefs really do shape our reality.
For sure.
So if we want to create a more abundant life, we need to start by changing the way we think and talk about money.
I agree.
So Sharma's all about cultivating a healthy relationship with money, seeing it as a tool for freedom and a means to achieve your goals, but not letting it become your sole focus.
Right.
I'm really digging this multifaceted approach to wealth.
Me too.
Where do we go from here?
Next up is community.
Okay.
Sharma believes that building a supportive network of positive people is vital for personal growth.
I'm a huge believer in that.
It's about surrounding yourself with those who inspire and challenge you.
The people we spend time with really do shape our thoughts, our beliefs, even our behaviors.
They do.
So what are Sharma's key insights for cultivating a thriving community?
Well, he's big on keeping your promises.
Okay.
It seems simple, but it builds trust and strengthens those bonds.
Right.
He also suggests forming a mastermind alliance.
A mastermind
Yeah, a
alliance.
group of like-minded people who meet regularly to share ideas and support each other.
Oh, okay. So like a personal board of advisors.
Exactly. Helping each other overcome challenges and achieve bigger goals.
I like that. And what I find fascinating is this emphasis on giving back.
Hmm.
He encourages being a major gift giver, contributing to your community rather than just taking from it.
Yes, he even talks about this concept called the law of the vanished loved one.
Wow.
It's a reminder that our time with loved ones is precious.
Right.
We should cherish every moment, be present in our interactions, and express our love and appreciation freely.
It's like a wake-up call to appreciate what we have while we have it
Exactly.
and not to take those relationships for granted.
Right.
And Shama doesn't just talk about family and close friends.
Right.
He emphasizes the importance of building a broader community, being kind to everyone you encounter,
Right.
and making a positive impact wherever you go.
That idea of paying it forward.
Yeah.
Small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect.
Okay, so we've covered personal growth wellness, family craft money, and now community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sensing a theme here.
With that.
It's not about accumulating stuff. It's about building those strong, supportive connections, both with ourselves and with the world around us.
I love that.
What's next on Sharma's list?
This one's all about breaking free from routine and embracing the unknown adventure.
Ooh, I'm all about shaking things up.
Sharma believes that experiencing new things, whether it's through travel or creative pursuits or just stepping outside your comfort zone, is crucial for a fulfilling life.
I agree, but sometimes it's hard to break out of that routine.
It can be.
So how does Sharma suggest we inject more adventure into our lives?
He's a big advocate for travel, both physical and through reading.
Okay.
He also encourages taking digital sabbaticals,
Digital sabbaticals, what are those?
disconnecting from technology
Oh,
to immerse yourself in the present moment. He believes in slowing down, savoring life's little details, and approaching each day with a sense of wonder.
okay.
Almost like a child experiencing things for the first time.
It's like hitting the reset button,
Yeah.
rediscovering that sense of awe and appreciation that we often lose as adults.
Right.
I'm already feeling inspired to book a trip somewhere new.
He also has this more radical suggestion.
Oh.
Go ghost for a year.
What?
Essentially, it involves taking a year-long break from social activities and commitments.
Wow. That sounds intense.
It is. It's about withdrawing from the world to focus on self-discovery.
Okay, so almost like a modern-day hermit.
Yeah, kinda.
But in today's hyper-connected world, I can see the appeal.
Right.
But how do you find that balance between solitude and connection?
That's a great question, and it's something Sharma addresses.
Okay, good.
He emphasizes that it's not about completely shutting yourself off from the world.
Right.
It's more about creating intentional space for reflection and personal growth.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be a whole year. Even short periods of disconnection, like a weekend retreat or digital detox, can have a powerful impact.
So it's about finding what works for you.
Exactly. Customizing that adventure to fit your own needs and lifestyle.
I'm definitely going to be thinking more about that ghost concept.
That's a good one.
What's the final form of wealth on Sharma's list?
The final and perhaps most profound form of wealth is service.
Service.
Sharma believes that true wealth comes not from what you accumulate, but from using your gifts and resources to make a positive impact on the world.
That's beautiful. It's about shifting from a me focus to a we focus.
Exactly.
But honestly, sometimes it's hard to see how our individual actions can make a real difference
I hear that.
in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So how do we cultivate the sense of service in a way that feels meaningful and impactful?
Well, he shares a thought-provoking story about Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great. Okay.
On his deathbed, Alexander made 3 wishes.
3 wishes.
He wanted his physicians to carry his coffin, the path to his grave, strewn with riches, and his hands left dangling outside the coffin.
What an unusual set of requests.
Right.
What was the meaning behind those?
Well, the first wish was to show that even the best doctors can't cheat death.
Oh, wow.
The second, that you can't take wealth with you.
Right.
And the third, that we enter and leave this world empty-handed.
Wow. That's powerful. It really puts things into perspective.
And that's what Sharma's getting at. It's not about worldly possessions or achievements.
Yeah.
It's about something much deeper.
Okay.
He then emphasizes the importance of kindness,
Okay.
arguing that being good to others is not only morally right, but also a key to a truly wealthy life.
It's about recognizing that interconnectedness, we're all part of something bigger than ourselves.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be about grand gestures, does it?
No. Sharma uses the phrase apply kindness
Apply
to
kindness.
highlight that it should be an intentional daily practice. It's about those seemingly small acts, holding a door open, offering a genuine compliment, truly listening to a friend in need.
It's those little things that can make the biggest difference.
They can, and they have a ripple effect inspiring others to do the same.
He also talks about legacy, right?
He does.
Reminding us that we all leave one behind, whether we're conscious of it or not.
Mm-hmm.
He challenges us to ask ourselves, what do I want to be remembered for?
It's a good question.
It really is. It forces you to think about your values and your impact on the world.
For sure.
It's a reminder that true wealth is about the positive difference we make in the lives of others.
Right.
It's not about what we accumulate, but what we contribute.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, okay, so we've explored all 8 forms of wealth that Sharma lays out.
We did.
Growth, wellness, family, craft, money, community, adventure, and service.
Yeah,
It's been an eye-opening journey.
it has.
I'm curious, out of all of these, which one resonates most with you right now?
Oh, that's a good question. It's hard to choose just one, but right now, community feels especially significant. I've been thinking a lot about the amazing people in my life and how much they contribute to my well-being. It's made me want to be more present and supportive in their lives, to be a better friend,
Wow.
family member, and colleague.
It's about showing up for those who matter most.
It is.
And recognizing that community is a two-way street. You
Right.
give, but you also receive.
Exactly.
I've been feeling a similar pull toward community, but with an added dose of adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been stuck in a rut lately,
Okay.
and I'm craving new experiences.
I hear that.
I'm thinking about maybe taking a trip or trying a new hobby, something to shake things up.
I like it.
What about you?
But like you, I'm feeling that pull towards adventure as well.
Okay.
But I also find myself drawn to the idea of service.
Okay.
I want to be more intentional about using my skills and resources to make a positive impact on my community.
That's awesome.
It's interesting how these forms of wealth all seem to feed into each other.
Yeah.
You can't really have a thriving community without personal growth, right?
So true.
And seeking adventure can lead to incredible personal growth.
Absolutely. It's like they're all interconnected pieces of a larger puzzle.
Yeah.
But when you mentioned wanting to make a bigger impact through service, what kind of things come to mind?
Well, for me, it's about finding ways to use my skills and passions to give back to my community.
Okay.
Maybe it's volunteering at a local organization, or mentoring someone, or even just being more mindful of how my everyday actions impact others.
It's like that idea of living your values, right?
Exactly.
It's not just about grand gestures. It's about those small, consistent choices that reflect what you believe in.
And I think a lot of that comes back to Sharma's emphasis on kindness.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't just talk about it abstractly. He gives you practical ways to apply kindness in your daily life.
He actually suggests keeping a kindness journal,
Oh, wow.
where you track those acts of kindness, both given and received.
That's a cool idea.
I've heard of gratitude journals, but a kindness journal is a new one for me.
It's about making kindness a conscious practice, something you actively cultivate,
Okay.
rather than something that just happens randomly.
I can see how that would shift your perspective. You'd start to notice those opportunities for kindness that you might otherwise miss.
Exactly. And that's what Sharma is all about, those small shifts in perspective that can lead to big changes in your life.
Right.
Remember that ghost for a year concept we talked about earlier?
Oh, yeah.
That's another example of a radical shift in perspective.
It's about stepping back from the world to reconnect with yourself, to really examine what matters most.
Yeah,
It can be for a year, a month, a weekend, even just a few hours of intentional solitude.
It's about creating that space for reflection and self-discovery.
Hmm.
Sharma talks about how in our hyper-connected world, we're constantly bombarded with information and stimulation.
Right.
It's easy to lose touch with our inner voice, our intuition, our true selves.
It's like we're all so busy doing that we forget to just be.
And that's where those digital sabbaticals come in.
Yep.
Sharma's a big advocate for disconnecting from technology, even for short periods of time.
Okay.
It allows you to be more present, to savor the moment, to appreciate the simple things.
I've tried those mini digital detoxes, and it's amazing how much more present I feel when I'm not constantly checking my phone or scrolling through social media.
It is.
It's like a mental cleanse.
It is.
But going back to service,
Yeah.
it's not just about being kind to others. It's also about using our unique skills and talents to make a difference, right?
Absolutely. Sharma encourages us to think about our craft.
Okay.
that thing we're good at that brings us joy,
Hmm.
and find ways to use it to contribute to something larger than ourselves.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where your passions and skills intersect with a real need in the world. And
Yes.
it doesn't have to be about saving the world. It
Yeah,
can be about making a difference in your own community, your own neighborhood, even just your own family.
exactly. It's about recognizing that we all have something to offer, and that by sharing our gifts, we create a ripple effect of positivity.
I love that.
He uses this phrase, make memories, not just money.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
It's so easy to get caught up in the pursuit of material wealth that we forget about the things that truly matter.
Yeah.
Experiences, connections, making a difference.
And sometimes those experiences are right in front of us.
Yeah.
Sharma encourages us to slow down and appreciate the beauty that surrounds us.
Okay.
He suggests practicing mindfulness in everyday activities like eating more slowly,
Oh, okay.
walking more deliberately, really listening to the people we're speaking with.
It's like shifting from autopilot to being fully present in each moment.
Exactly.
I can see how that would make even ordinary activities feel more meaningful.
He even suggests keeping a gratitude journal,
Oh, yeah.
writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day.
Such a simple practice, but it can have a profound impact on your outlook.
It can.
It's about focusing on what you have, not what you lack, and that shift in perspective can make all the difference.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about service, adventure, community, and even touched on wellness and craft again. It's amazing how all these forms of wealth are interconnected.
They are.
But I'm realizing we haven't really dived into money
Oh, that's true.
in as much detail as some of the others.
Yeah, we touched on the importance of a healthy mindset around money,
Right.
but we didn't really explore some of the practical advice Sharma offers.
Let's circle back to that. I remember you mentioning something about visiting places associated with wealth.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. Sharma suggests regularly visiting places like art galleries, luxury hotels,
Okay.
or even affluent neighborhoods. He argues that it helps you visualize and internalize the feeling of prosperity.
That's interesting. It's like you're immersing yourself in an environment of abundance,
Yeah,
which can help shift your mindset from scarcity to possibility.
exactly. And it's not about feeling envious or wanting to acquire those things for yourself.
Yeah.
It's more about expanding your perception of what's possible and getting comfortable with the idea of wealth.
I can see how that would be helpful if you're constantly surrounded by messages of lack and limitation. It's hard to imagine a different reality for yourself.
He also emphasizes the power of language.
Oh, yeah.
He suggests replacing negative or scarcity-minded phrases with more positive and abundant ones.
Like what?
For example, instead of saying, I can't afford that,
Okay.
try saying, I'm choosing to invest my money elsewhere right now.
It's about reframing your thoughts and beliefs around money.
Exactly.
It's like you're speaking your desired reality into existence.
He calls them wealthy words.
Wealthy words.
It's about shifting your internal dialogue to one of abundance and possibility.
And it ties back to that idea of personal growth.
Yes.
Our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. So if we want to create a more abundant life, we need to start by changing the way we think and talk about money.
I agree.
This deep dive is really making me rethink my whole definition of wealth.
Me too.
It's not just about the numbers in your bank account. It's about cultivating a rich and fulfilling life across all these different dimensions.
And the beautiful thing is, it's a journey, not a destination.
So true.
There's always room for growth and expansion in each of these areas.
I'm curious, what are some of the things you're personally doing to cultivate these forms of wealth in your own life?
Well, I've been making a conscious effort to prioritize my well-being.
Okay.
I've started taking daily walks in nature, which has been incredibly grounding and rejuvenating.
Nice.
I'm also trying to be more mindful of the food I eat and to incorporate more of those food as medicine choices that Sharma talks about.
I've been trying to do the same. I've also been focusing on strengthening my relationships with my loved ones.
Oh,
Just spending more quality time together, really listening to them and making those little love account deposits that Sharma talks about.
it's amazing how much those small gestures can impact your relationships.
I've also been trying to be more present in my interactions with people,
Yeah.
putting my phone away, really listening to what they have to say, and just being more engaged in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're giving them the gift of your undivided attention, which is so rare these days.
Exactly. And it's a gift to yourself as well.
Yeah.
It helps you cultivate that sense of presence and mindfulness that Sharma talks about.
Okay, so we've got wellness and family covered.
Mm-hmm.
What about some of those other forms of wealth?
Yeah.
Are you doing anything to cultivate craft, community, or adventure in your life?
Well, on the craft front, I've been exploring some new creative outlets.
Oh, cool.
I've always loved writing, so I've started journaling more regularly and even dabbling in some poetry.
That's awesome. It's so important to nurture those creative passions. It's not just about being productive, it's about feeding your soul.
And speaking of feeding your soul, I've also been making an effort to connect with like-minded people and build a stronger sense of community.
Okay.
I recently joined a book club, which has been a great way to meet new people who share my love of reading.
I love that community can be such a powerful source of support, inspiration, and growth.
Mm.
It's about finding your tribe, those people who get you and who you can be yourself around.
And in terms of adventure, I'm planning a solo backpacking trip later this year.
Wow.
I've always wanted to challenge myself physically and mentally, and I think this will be the perfect opportunity to do that.
That sounds amazing. I'm a little jealous, to be honest.
You should come.
I've been thinking about doing something similar myself. Maybe we should compare notes and plan a trip together sometime.
I would love that. It's always more fun to share adventures with a friend.
Okay, so we've talked about all 8 forms of wealth, and it's clear that you're actively cultivating them in your own life. I'm feeling incredibly inspired.
I'm glad.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to go back to something Sharma said about money that really stuck with me.
Okay.
He talks about the importance of taking a scarcity inventory.
Yes.
Can you remind me what that is and why it's so important?
Sure. A scarcity inventory is essentially an exercise where you write down all the things you feel you lack in your life, especially when it comes to money. It's about confronting those fears and limiting beliefs that might be holding you back from achieving your financial goals.
So it's about bringing those hidden beliefs to the surface so you can start to challenge and change them.
Exactly. It's like shining a light on those shadowy corners of your mind where scarcity and fear reside.
Oh, I like that.
Once you see them clearly, you can start to dismantle them and replace them with more empowering beliefs.
I'm definitely going to try that exercise myself. It's so easy to let those limiting beliefs operate in the background without even realizing it.
And often those beliefs are based on past experiences or messages we received growing up.
Right.
By consciously identifying and challenging them, we can break free from those old patterns and create a more abundant future for ourselves.
Okay, so we've talked about taking a scarcity inventory. What are some other practical tips Sharma offers for cultivating a healthy relationship with money?
He talks about the importance of setting clear financial goals and creating a budget that aligns with those goals.
So it's not just about wishing for more money, it's about having a plan and taking action.
Exactly. And it's about tracking your spending, being mindful of where your money is going, and making conscious choices about how you want to use it.
He also emphasizes the importance of investing in your financial education.
He does. He encourages people to read books, take courses, and seek out mentors who can help them expand their knowledge and skills in areas like investing, saving, and managing debt.
It's about empowering yourself with the knowledge and tools you need to create financial security and freedom. And it's not just about accumulating wealth for yourself. It's about using your financial resources to make a positive impact on the world.
Right. He encourages people to think about their values and to align their financial decisions with those values.
Okay.
For example, if you're passionate about environmental sustainability, you might choose to invest in companies that are committed to eco-friendly practices.
Or if you're passionate about social justice, you might choose to donate to organizations that are working to create a more equitable world.
Exactly. It's about using your money as a force for good, not just for personal gain.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into the 8 forms of wealth. We've talked about personal growth, wellness, family, craft money, community adventure, and service, and we've explored some of the practical steps we can take to cultivate these forms of wealth in our own lives.
It's been an incredibly rich and insightful conversation.
I completely agree, and I hope our listeners are feeling as inspired and empowered as I am. But before we wrap up, I want to offer one final thought.
Please do.
I think what I'm taking away from this is that it's so empowering to realize that we have the power to shape our own definition of wealth.
Absolutely.
It's not something that's just handed to us.
Right.
It's something we actively cultivate through our choices and actions.
That's the beauty of Sharma's framework.
Yeah.
It puts you in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and it's not about waiting for something to happen.
Right.
It's about making it happen.
And it's about recognizing that true wealth is multifaceted.
Right.
It's not just about one area of your life. It's about creating a sense of abundance across all these different dimensions.
Yeah, personal growth, wellness, relationships.
Work, money, community, adventure, service.
He even uses this great visual, a wheel with each form of wealth as a spoke.
I like that.
The idea is that when all the spokes are strong and balanced, the wheel rolls smoothly.
Right.
But if one spoke is weak or missing,
Oh,
the whole wheel wobbles.
that makes sense.
So let's say you're feeling inspired
Okay.
and you want to start cultivating these forms of wealth in your own life.
Yeah.
Where do you even begin?
Well, Sharma emphasizes the importance of small, consistent actions.
Okay.
It's not about making drastic changes overnight.
Right.
It's about those daily choices that over time create a ripple effect.
So it's about building those wealth-building habits.
Exactly.
Just like you would build any other habit.
And one of the simplest yet most powerful things you can do is to start a gratitude practice.
Oh, yeah.
Take a few minutes each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for.
It's about shifting your focus from what's missing to what you already have.
Yes. And that shift in perspective can make all the difference.
He also talks about the importance of setting clear intentions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What do you want to create in your life?
Right.
What kind of wealth do you want to cultivate?
It's about getting specific and defining what success looks like for you.
Yeah, and it's not just about setting goals.
Oh, yeah.
It's about taking action towards those goals.
Even if it's just one small step each day.
Right, and don't be afraid to ask for support.
Yes.
Connect with like-minded people who can offer encouragement, accountability, and inspiration.
Like Sharma's Mastermind Alliance.
Exactly. It's about finding those people who are on a similar journey and who can help you stay motivated and on track.
It's like having a built-in support system.
Yeah, a team of cheerleaders who are rooting for your success.
And it's not just about receiving support.
Right.
It's also about giving back and supporting others.
That's where that service aspect comes in.
Yeah.
It's about using your unique gifts and talents to make a positive impact on the world around you.
And it doesn't have to be about grand gestures or saving the world.
Right.
It can be about those small acts of kindness that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, holding the door open for someone offering a genuine compliment.
Right.
Volunteering your time at a local charity.
Those seemingly small actions can actually make a huge difference.
And they create a ripple effect.
Yes.
Inspiring others to do the same.
Remember Sharma's, quote, apply kindness. Make it a conscious practice.
And remember, true wealth is about so much more than just money.
It really is.
It's about living a life that feels rich, meaningful, and fulfilling.
Absolutely.
It's about cultivating those inner and outer riches that bring you joy, purpose, and a sense of connection to something larger than yourself.
And it's a journey that's available to all of us.
That's what I love about Sharma's message. It's so hopeful and empowering.
It is.
It's a reminder that we all have the potential to create a life of true abundance.
Yes, no matter where we're starting from.
So what's one small step you can take today to move closer to your vision of a wealthy life?
Remember, even the smallest action can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond yourself.
So get out there, explore, experiment, and discover the riches that are waiting to be found.
Until next time, keep seeking those forms of wealth that truly matter.